Thanks for checking out another clip of the Cashflow Contractor. We'd love to have you as a part of our audience. Click subscribe wherever you get your podcast.
Let's talk about the individuals, right? So obviously some of the companies you're working with, you're dealing with sweet leadership that's fairly, several people, but sometimes it's just an owner, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about the individuals and kind of the habits they have. I'm curious, what's the difference in the individuals that you're working with that are operating at the top 2% and the ones that aren't? What are the differences there?
There are so many differences between
Yeah.
the market leaders and the ones that are striving. And first off, let me also just call out that I think there are a lot of contractors that have no interest in being better companies, and I think that's
Yeah.
okay. I don't think they're listening to this episode, by the way. I think
Yeah.
if you're listening to stuff like the cash flow contractor, you're probably interested in being better tomorrow than you are today.
Yeah.
But really, I think we can all agree that there are lots of businesses, contractors, technology companies, and so on, that have no interest in being a better company. They just want to make what they're making today. They want to wind the sucker down someday, or maybe to give it to their kids, and they don't really care about being market leaders. So I'm leaving all of those off to the side. I'm just going to say, hey, you're not trying to be better. This isn't for you. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the market leaders and the market strivers, the ones that are trying to become better companies tomorrow and maybe have a dream of being a market leader in the future. I think the biggest differences, or the most obvious differences when I come in, is that market leaders have an incredible handle on their finances. They know where they are financially today. They know where they're going to be financially tomorrow. And they understand the drivers of that financial performance at a level where if they want to impact tomorrow, they can. They have things really boiled down to the leading indicator level, where the market strivers don't have an accurate P&L by the 15th. The market strivers can't really project their cash position. The market right? Like these are real problems that the people who aren't the market leaders are dealing with, that the market leaders can't even comprehend. They're like, how could you not know where your finances are? Except the truth is they were there someday. They were there one day before. They just forgot.
How does that switch? So for those strivers that don't have what's the switch that's flipped to get them to have their finances in order and even just have that perception of that they need to have that?
It's a series of habits, and it's also expectations, man. Like it's, the expectations that you have about what information you ought to have access to. You have to decide that, like, how could I possibly run my business without these things, without this list of things? And then if you decided that, if you were unwilling to accept not having that information, what would have to be true? You'd have to have somebody in a position that could get you that information. One, you'd have to have systems and technology that ensured you got that information. Two, you'd have to have business processes that linked up naturally with your systems and technology to ensure that your people were doing it. And you'd fire people who refused. You would absolutely, it would be non-negotiable. When you were like, we're not going to get old Billy to use the software, but he's great, right? That wouldn't be okay. You'd be like, hey, Billy, on the software or gone. Sorry, one of those two things. And it's okay. We love you. I know you've been here for 25 years, but we can't afford to run our business the way we always have. And if that means that you're going to be like our best friend that doesn't work here anymore, we can. That's what's going to happen.
Hey, Khalil, I'd like to emphasize we did not choose Chad because of what he's saying now.
Right.
Yes.
I mean,
we didn't.
That's we harp on that so much. People are going, oh, they found another one. You came up with that independently, and you're also going to have other things that you talk about.
Yeah.
Sure. But that's just one of them. You talk about habits and strategies, and I would say one core habit, just non-negotiable core habit, is they build a budget. They monitor their progress on the budget every single month. They adjust their spending habits based on actual performance versus budget every single month. They build their budgets based on very conservative estimates, and they run their business that way. And then they strive for goals, and they stack money, and they create financial, they remove financial stress. They don't prioritize the owner's distributions over the company's financial health. These are the different habits that get them to the top. And then once they're there, they're just sort of ingrained habits.
Mm.
You know, these are all just natural habits. And yes, I mean, look, they buy boats and they buy third and fourth and fifth homes, and that's awesome. They should, but it's because there's just so much of a surplus at that point that But what they also do? They buy companies, and they're extraordinarily generous.
Thanks for checking out a clip from the Cashflow Contractor. We have full episodes where we go deep on topics that help you grow a construction business that runs without you, so you can have less stress, more time, more money. Now, we've got other videos, other clips, but if you want to check out the full episode for this clip, you can click wherever our editor put it. It might be here, it might be there, it might be over my face, I don't know. But thank you for checking us out. We'd love to have you as a part of our audience. So subscribe or check out a full episode wherever you get podcasts.